everybody. I have a very creative group here, a couple amazing. They're taking the world by storm, doing great things to help many people. And Anna is here today. She has a website, authorspots.com. And this is a unique thing. And we met together to talk about books and all that stuff. But Anna and her husband, Kyle, also known as Babes, are great at building things from nothing and creating something to help people. So, Anna, welcome to Living the Next Chapter. I love meeting creative people. And tonight I get to talk to you. It's wonderful. Hi.
Hi, David. Hi, thank you so much for having me on. This is awesome. I love getting to talk to other people that are also doing super cool things. So thank you for having me as your guest and for that lovely introduction.
Oh, well, Kyle sent me the whole list of things I needed to say. So I hope I got them all in right order too.
I think you did pretty darn good.
Get a seal of approval. We're in good shape. Awesome. Okay, so let's do a little background story. We've already had one conversation together, and I appreciated your time and your time again tonight. Let's go back a little bit pre-pandemic, and let's talk about life then and kind of what happened during the pandemic and how we got here to talk to each other tonight.
Yeah, for sure. So my husband has always worked from home. So Kyle's always worked from home. He has a marketing company. So he does all the branding and all that good stuff. And I became a stay-at-home mom January of 2020. And the pandemic hit March of 2020. So we were already in the, being home situation. So thankfully that wasn't too different for us, but I am high risk and I had a newborn. So we really, really quarantined. And with that, we just did not go out at all. We didn't go into stores. We did all online shopping. We had groceries delivered to us, which we then took into the garage, and Kyle wiped them down before he brought them into the house. So it was really crazy quarantine. But again, we had a newborn. I'm high risk. We weren't taking chances. But that also meant that every day we were getting Amazon deliveries, Target, Walmart, groceries. And it was out of necessity. But day after day after day after day, we weren't getting out. We weren't supporting the small businesses in our communities, and we were getting Amazon deliveries so constant. It just started to feel really wrong. They obviously fulfill that need that we had, but it also brought up something to the surface of us not continuing to support the small businesses in our communities. So we knew we needed to fix that issue. We wanted to figure out how can we continue to support, but do it in a convenient and, more importantly, safe way. And so for us, that's how Spots on the Fox was born. So we live in the Fox Valley area. Mm-hmm. That's where we live. There's, it contains about 10 different cities, but Spots on the Fox is a 100% online local marketplace. So we have about 70 vendors up and down the Fox Valley, and they're all small local businesses. So that's the first initiative of Spots Initiative. So the Spots on the Fox Initiative, it's a local initiative, and all initiatives work the same way, where the vendor gets an online storefront where they can add their company logo, company information, unlimited services, or unlimited products, but it has to be a small business. So it can't be, a franchise or MLMs or direct sales. And all vendors across all Spots initiatives keep 100% of their sales.
Wow.
So that's how it started. Mm-hmm. Fast forward a year later, we have launched 3 other initiatives, or soon to be 3 other initiatives. So Spots on the Fox is our local initiative. Mm-hmm. And then we had the opportunity. And so this is where you and I talked. I attended a book fair a couple of months ago, and I'm not an author myself, so I wasn't really sure how it worked, but the guest speaker was talking about how her experience in self-publishing and selling on Amazon. And she brought up that she makes 10% of her profits on Amazon.
Let's say that again, Anna.
10%. She keeps 10% and Amazon keeps 90% of her sales.
Wow.
She gets paid every 3 months. And she made the joke that the last check that she had received was not even enough to buy her a Starbucks coffee.
Wow.
That didn't sit well with me. That's not, my husband and I work really hard to support entrepreneurs. So to hear that here she is, I mean, I get the necessity of Amazon, I do. But our job, or what we're trying to do with our spots initiatives, is to disrupt big box stores. That's really what we're trying to do. We want to put more money into the little guy because we are the little guy. So we understand the hard work. And then, I got to talking to one of my really good friends who is an author. She writes children's books and women's novels. And she's like, that's pretty darn standard, because I wasn't sure if that was like the norm. And she said, at most, authors take 30% of their profits on Amazon, at most.
Wow.
So I was like, oh no, no. We have a really solid template in place where we can supply a very solid and robust platform for authors to go. And, if they have a website, fantastic. This is an additional revenue stream. It's nationwide. We have plans of taking it worldwide, but for now it's US-based authors only. It's nationwide. They can go, they can join, they can sell digital products, they can sell their physical books. They keep 100% of their sales. And if they don't have a website, the coolest part is that they can use their storefront as their website.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we do all the maintenance. We do all the hosting. It's, 100% safe and secure platform. So yeah, we really wanted to create that solution. And we're working with our friend, Victoria Maldonado. She's actually spearheading this initiative. And we're just working with her and helping her because she's got contacts with so many different authors and getting the word out there for this platform exclusively for authors. And we also have one more. I'll just touch super briefly on that one. It's called Spots Junior. And it came because when I was growing up, there was no programs for entrepreneurs in schools. We just went to school and we were taught how to go to school and go find a job. And, I get that too. Not everybody's meant to own their own business. I do, but would be kind of nice if there was a path for that. So it's exclusively for 13 through 17. It's $9.99 per month. They get the exact same benefits that all vendors get for all the spots initiatives. We also have vetted professionals that once a month we do a monthly workshop. And I love the idea of being able to nourish and nurture that entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
So that's for young entrepreneurs. That's also a nationwide initiative, but Author Spots that's what we're talking about, but it's just fun getting to see the growth that we've had over the last year.
Have you thought of doing anything for pets?
So that's actually my sister's dog. She's a little old lady.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, we're pet sitting because they're in Spain right now.
Well, see, okay. So we have to acknowledge cute dogs. We can't just pretend this didn't happen. Right?
No, I have the cutest dog, but he's over there sleeping somewhere. And, little old lady here, she just kind of limps around.
If Kyle sneaks in to get a drink, then we know we're going to be in trouble, but that's great. So I'm on the website. Yes. I'm on Author Spots right now.
Yes.
Take me through kind of just an overview of the website. So as people come here, like I'm seeing shop by category, browse the authors, new books, sales discounts, Author Spots blog, and the vendor benefits. Anything that stands out you want to talk about from the website?
Absolutely. So I want to say something that's really cool. One of the things, I'm very biased. So of course I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. But I would say from a reader's point of view, what's really cool is that, you're supporting, all different types of authors. So yeah, you can go and you can shop by genre. You can look up a book title, but from a reader, from a customer's perspective, I can go and I can shop from multiple different authors. So I can put 5 different authors on my cart, 5 different books, and I check out in one transaction.
Nice. That's nice. Yeah.
And I also know that as I'm shopping those 5 different authors, they get 100% of their sales. So my money goes directly from me, the customer, to the author. So spots or Author Spots initiatives, we don't touch any of that money.
Okay.
So that's really cool.
So the fulfillment for the books, Is that coming from the author themselves then to fulfill the orders? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Every spots vendor, whether it's an author or just a regular vendor, they get their own dashboard where they can go and they can track and fulfill their orders. They can add products. They can, change shipping if they want to. So it's their own, really, it's essentially their own website they're managing at. We just maintain and we host it, but this is a sales platform for them. So the way that it works is by sharing of audiences. So if I have my own website, I have to drive my own traffic to it. Nothing wrong with that, but you have a very limited exposure with that. With being a part of any of the spots initiatives, as vendors share their storefront or products, we don't have an algorithm. So you're getting exponential exposure because if I share my stuff, I'm exposing all the other vendors to all of my followers, all of my customers, all of my fans, and vice versa. So you're getting that exponential exposure as each vendor shares. And the more we grow, the more visibility we get. So it's really like, as the water rises, we all rise with it. So the more people sharing, it's just a fantastic concept. So it's that exponential exposure that's really unique to what we're doing. And it's really awesome because you just get more people, more visibility.
Okay. Yes. We're on authorspots.com. We got Anna here with us. So what about the vetting process? If somebody wants to be on the website and work with you, how do you determine who's going to be a good fit for this, who might not do well because they're not organized or will meet service levels? We don't want any vendor here or author to do something that would harm someone's shopping experience. Yeah. So I'm sure you have some way of kind of figuring out who you're going to work with. Is there a vetting process at all?
So when you click on, open your storefront, it kind of takes you to a really quick process. I would say the vetting process is thorough enough in the sense that if you don't complete it, you're not organized, you're automatically weeding yourself out. Okay. We don't have any contracts. So the vendors that do the best are the vendors that are actively participating in the community, the ones that are sharing their storefronts, the ones that are sharing their products, inviting people to follow them, on our social media and stuff like that. And the ones that don't obviously aren't doing as well. So they kind of, at the end of the day, weed themselves out.
Okay.
So it's not that we're to say like, well, because this is their business, we can't exactly tell them how to run it.
Yeah.
So we give people the tools, to build the house, and we show them how to do it. But at the end of the day, it's up to them.
What is AuthorSpot's commitment to the vendor community and the authors as far as support and promotion? Is there anything that they receive back by coming to your site and listing their books with you?
So a few different things. So like I had mentioned earlier, we have vetted professionals that we work with, and every month we do a monthly workshop. That's open to all vendors. So that's one thing. We're not a marketing platform. Okay. However, the way that we promote our platforms is by promoting all of the vendors on there. So if you follow us on social media, you'll see that we're constantly sharing, like if a new author joined or if a new vendor joined, or, hey, check this out. So what we would say, and this is something that we have a vendor community page for all Spots vendors. And we would say, just stay active, stay engaged. If you have a book launching, or if you have a new product, or if you need, you have something special coming out, let us know and we'll happily promote it. Now, we don't exclusively sit back and promote each and every single author because that's just not what we do. That's not the service that we offer. We're not a marketing service.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, the best way to share who we are and what we do is by sharing the products and sharing the vendors that are on Spots initiatives.
That's great. Because again, like some of these authors may not have a website. Yeah. They may not be into technology really at all. And this is a great solution to get their books in front of the shopping public, right? And people can shop online. So that's a great thing. But then the other side, I guess, too, would just be they would probably need a little bit of help with promotion and just having their stuff on a website is is probably enough for many authors. So
Yeah.
that's a great thing. What I would love to offer to you as well and to your authors, if they ever want to do a podcast and talk about author spots and the fact that they have a book, please send them our way. I would love to feature any of your authors because
Oh, I
this
have
is
got Victoria lined up for you.
beautiful.
She's amazing. So
Okay.
I definitely will connect you with her. And then, I've got a few others that I think would do really great.
Sweet. Yeah,
There's a
no.
few that are coming to mind right now. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
Great. Because I would love to make that connection and say, listen, if you're listening to this podcast and you want to buy this book, go to authorspots.com. This is where you're going to find it. Like, it just sounds right.
I agree with you. I think it really does. And then I invite all of your author listeners to come and join Author Spots.
There you go. That's where I was going next. You beat me. This is great.
Sorry.
So yes. So if you are a podcast guest on this show and you're sitting there with a stack of books on your kitchen table, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to build a website. You don't know how to sell anything. And you want to make more than 10% on your book sales. Anna is going to help you with this on authorspots.com. This is the person to talk to.
Absolutely. Amazing. And, they can contact us on the website or they can contact us on the Facebook page, Author Spots. Pretty easy on Facebook. Find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, send us a message. It goes directly to us. So any way that we can help, we are here to help. We build this platform exclusively for the little guys. Again, it's $20 a month. That's a very, very low investment. Mm-hmm. And you have the possibility of selling as much as you want. Promote yourself, promote your books. This is something that I tell too. I say, gosh, if you see one of your colleague authors on there, share their storefront.
Yeah. Because
guess what they're going to do in turn? They're going to be like, oh, check them out. So it's that community effort that I really like about the authors and the vendors that we get to work with. It's that sense of building each other up. And that's really what we're all about. It's the collaboration over competition. That's very important to us. And that's very important to me. So I love that concept.
And as we come out of the pandemic, we hear the great resignation mentioned many times, where people are leaving their jobs and they're going back to work, whatever that is. But I also see it as the great reinvention.
I love that. I actually hadn't heard the great resignation, but I like the great reinvention.
Like people walking away from their jobs or whatever it is, right? But the reinvention. So you and your husband, you guys are doing exactly that. You're taking something that was a really horrible time in the history of the world, and you're capitalizing and using your creative abilities to help people. Like this is amazing. And so I got to ask, what's driving you to do this? Because you could be taking these skills and focusing on just yourself and making money for yourself and not worrying about all the little guys, as we've talked about. Why is this important to you?
That's such an easy answer, David. So my why, and they are my driving factor. So as I mentioned, when the pandemic hit, I had a newborn. So he is going to be turning 3 in October. His name's Owen.
Hi, Owen.
And then, yes, Owen. And then we have our Willow, our daughter, who's going to be turning 1 June 19th. So I have a very clear vision. Now, not to sound like high and mighty, because the road has not been easy. It's a startup, I work with my spouse. I love my husband. We do everything from home. It can be a fishbowl. But I love what we do because I love the example we're setting for our children. I love that we're doing something that we know is for the greater good, because at the end of the day, it is taking money away from the big box stores and putting it directly back into the entrepreneurs that at the end of the day are what make the world go around.
Yeah.
The small businesses, they are the backbone. They are like the infrastructure. So it's and it can get hard, but on the hard days, like we will not quit even on our hardest days. Yeah. And it's because of our kids, because of our babies, because we're doing something that we know they'll look at us and, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, they're going to be so proud of everything we've been doing. And so there are a reason why. And it's pretty easy to keep the vision straight when we have our why so clear and so present. And let me tell you, they won't let me forget they're there. So that's another reason.
It's great. And I love creative people right? Who can identify a need, go after it, and fill that need, right? Like who 5, 10 years ago would we be having this conversation? Probably not, right? Not
No,
to this extent, at least,
no,
because we hadn't been in a pandemic. We hadn't shopped online the way we did. The world is
no.
different, right?
Yeah. My
So
kids
it's,
didn't exist that long ago.
yeah. So instead of just letting things happen in life, you guys are out there in front trying to help people and make a difference. And it's admirable. And I love the fact that you two are doing this together, and just the unity that you guys have to make this all come together. You have your strengths, each one has their lane, and you
Yeah.
just push each other forward. It's a great working relationship. You know, and I'm impressed and inspired just listening and talking to you guys and watching all this unfold. It's really amazing.
Thank you, David. We're pretty excited. We've got some really, I mean, if you would have asked me 6 months ago with Spots on the Fox, that's been our sole focus all of 2021. And so if you would have asked me 6 months ago, oh, where do you plan on going next? We were so busy working on the hamster wheel that we didn't even have a second to be like, oh, there's other things coming. But now we have Spots Junior and Author Spots, and we have another local initiative that we're going to be launching in Denver and another potential one in Florida. And I mean, there's just so many different branches because there's people that believe in, working with the entrepreneurs, and that's amazing. I love that. So I wouldn't have thought that either, but I love that there's more. And I know we have another one that's going to be coming, and we're really excited about it. But I'm so excited because I wouldn't have thought of this, 6 months ago, 4 months ago. So it's really cool to see the growth. I love that.
Mm-hmm. It's inspiring. I keep saying it over and over again. It is inspiring. I'm an entrepreneur. My wife and I had a side hustle we turned into a business.
Yeah.
And 4 weeks after we opened, the government told us we're non-essential. But the big box stores, they were essential. So we had to shut down and close our doors. And everybody moved to that and shopping online. And it really did hurt. And and it's still hurting. We're not even back yet up to anywhere close to what we were at before the pandemic. So to hear about a couple that is not just observing life, but actively making a difference for other people, it's amazing. It's definitely worth everyone's time to go look at the website, check it out, and connect with you guys. And just, again, if you're an author and you're looking to get your books out in front of the public, you don't know where to go. This is a great starting point. These are the people that are going to help you. So I'm really, really excited to be a part of this. And I know it's not our typical podcast episode where we're talking to authors, but this is one of the things that authors continually bring up in episodes is, I have a book, now what? This is the now what right here.
Yes. And I will say, I'll share this with you and your audience as well. If you want to join Author Spots, contact me and I will show you and tell you how to save 25% on your first 3 months.
Oh, there you go. So just like that.
Yep. Just like that.
Just like that. See? And that's what I mean. You guys just keep giving and giving and giving. It's amazing. It's really inspiring.
Well, thank you so much. You know what? It's you that's the inspiration, because we started Spots on the Fox because exactly of what happened to you. We wanted to help the small businesses here to prevent that. We know, I mean, I had small business friends that didn't have websites, and I'm like, okay, I know how to find you. I know how to order from you. How are other people going to find you if you had to shut down your doors and you don't have a website?
Yeah.
So that was the inspiration, and I'm sorry. And I know it was a struggle, and I hope things go back to even better than before.
And that's why, again, I think that's why I'm connecting with you on a different level, is because as an entrepreneur who's struggled through the pandemic, when I see somebody who's also an entrepreneur, but also making a difference for other people like me, I already feel a connection. And from my perspective, even though I'm in Canada and I don't get the benefits of all this at this point, I celebrate the fact that you are focused on people who really are trying to make something happen. Those non-essential businesses out there that have a mortgage, have a car payment, have to feed their kids.
Yeah.
All those are essential things. We
Yes.
need somebody like, authorspots.com to help authors get out there and get their books in front of people. So again,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, David. I appreciate you.
Awesome. So everyone check out authorspots.com. Tell them you heard about them on the Living the Next Chapter podcast.
Yes.
Make sure they know that.
Yes, please.
And go there and check out authorspots.com. Say hi to Anna and Kyle in the background.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you for your time. Again, I really do appreciate having you guys on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me as your guest.
I'm looking forward to great things ahead for you guys.
And I'm looking forward to seeing Author Spots featured on your podcast. Author Spots authors featured.
So what I'm going to ask for you guys, create me a commercial bumper that says, "Hi, this is Anna and Kyle from authorspots.com. Blah, 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 blah." Send me that. And I'm going to put your commercial in the podcast so people can hear it every time they play it.
Very cool. Okay.
Can you create that for me? Create that, send it to me, and we will add it to the podcast.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
David.
Anna. Appreciate you. Okay. Bye. Hi, guys. This is Dave from Living the Next Chapter, a podcast designed to connect authors and audiences. We're always on the lookout for our next interview. If you're an author, a publisher, and you have a book, whether you're just starting, whether you're halfway through writing, or it's all done and you want to tell the world, that's why we're here at Living the Next Chapter. Get in touch with us through livingthenextchapter.com, contact us, and let's set up some time together to discuss your book, to discuss your project, and how we can get you on the show. My name is Dave, and I would love to speak to you. So go to livingthenextchapter.com, and let's get over there together and discuss all the great things that you're up to as an author, as a publisher, and let's grow your audience together. Join us on livingthenextchapter.com for great authors and an audience that's eager to hear about what you're up to as an author and a publisher. Contact us today, and let's get your book out in front of others. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.
Mindshift Power Podcast, the podcast for teenagers and those who work with them. There's a huge problem in America today. There's a very large disconnect between teenagers and the adults who work with them. I'm looking to bridge that gap with real, raw, honest conversation, not held back by the chains of political correctness. You cannot solve a problem you do not understand. Want to understand teenagers today? Listen to this podcast. This podcast is for teens in the U.S. and Canada. To learn more, go to fatimabay.com/podcast or just look for Mindshift Power Podcast on any listening platform. I look forward to you being a faithful listener.